My name is Teddy Ryan, and together with my husband Lee Kettle, we both own the Barley Pub and Eatery in Madoc.
Hi, I'm Lee.
We like to travel and we like pubs, and so that was kind of the organic way that the idea for the pub came out. We were thinking about retiring in Madoc, and we had done some reconnaissance tours. We'd come down to visit family and checked it out, and we loved what we saw, but we noticed that there was a lack of, the general pub, the ordinary old-fashioned pub. We like the idea of pubs, and we like the idea of building a pub, and we had jokingly said that over the last few years before retirement, why don't we build a pub and move to Madoc? And eventually, that's exactly what we did.
I moved my family here in 1975 on a farm just north, and when it came time for me to leave the business out west, I decided it would be a good place to come and settle.
We were living in Alberta, and it was coming up on retirement time, and we were looking for a place that would, we were in northern Alberta at the time, and we were looking for a place where the weather was a little more temperate, where we could enjoy, to be close to the cities, but yet we didn't want to live in the city. So it was time for retirement, and as Lee has already said, he had family ties here, had a farm here for many years, and we just decided, we chose Madoc because it seemed to have a number of the things we were looking for.
I like the country, and cities are close enough for me.
And Madoc is one of those places where it's really centered very nicely between Toronto and Ottawa, and also there are a number of nearby cities like Belleville and Peterborough, so there's no hardship to live in Madoc. It's probably the best of both worlds.
Well, we found the property probably just about 1 year before we opened the doors, minus 2 months, about 10 months. It took a good 6 to 8 months to just renovate this building with all the work and tearing things apart. And so after that, it was just a matter of putting the kitchen equipment together and opening the door. A lot of these beams were mostly for decoration purposes. Came from my farm or the barn. I tore one of the barns down to get the beams, and a lot of the barn boards that show up in here are from the old barn. I wanted to make it as rustic as possible, so we worked on trying to do that and make it home. We went right back to the brick walls that were covered with gyprock previously.
And blue paint.
Blue paint. The bricks were all covered in blue paint, so had a little bit of sanding to do.
Lee and I didn't have any experience in food and beverage industry, and so we felt that it would be really important for us to use other people's expertise and make sure we hired people with really good skills in the kitchen and in serving. We made a good choice in people, and the people we hired have invested very strongly in us. They've committed to us, and they've turned out to be a solid rock. We're very blessed, and we're very grateful that we have these people with us. The house seats 88 people at full capacity, and the day we opened, there was a lineup out in the street, and we opened the door, and all 88 seats filled up within 5 minutes. And there were still people who had to leave, and we weren't able to take care of. So that demonstrated right there and then that our assumption that there was a need for a pub in this community, we were really happy to see those folks lining up. People in the community have really come out to support our endeavors, and they keep patting us on the back and they say thank you to us every day of the week. People say thank you for starting this, and then they're genuine in their appreciation. They said before this, for a number of years, they haven't had a place to go to bring their family for a visit, to go out on a Friday night, or to listen to some live music, and their gratitude is really strong, and they've really expressed it to us.
Great.
Yeah, they're wonderful people in this neighborhood. When we bought this building, it was a sad, run-down, derelict building that didn't add anything to the streetscape on St. Lawrence Street. And it was a great joy when we finished to look at the beautiful old girl who had dignity restored and sitting over the creek, and it looks very majestic now, and we've repaired and replaced and refurbished and restored, and the product apart from the fact that we're running our happy pub here, apart from that, it feels really good to know that in the community we have restored an old building back to its really beautiful condition, and that feels good. It feels good to make a contribution to the small town that's now become our home.